I learned about this guy, Dan Wooten, who said some not nice things about Johnny in The Sun. He also supported Amber, and now Dan's got allegations against him. I've covered it here on this channel, maybe about 9 or 10 videos already, but now I want to talk about something a little more lighthearted. I saw this on Twitter, and it was speculation about Dan's studio. Now, these pictures might not be 100% real, but they look good to me. We're getting to the age where it's hard to tell, but you'll see for yourself, and I don't doubt it. Because when you see somebody and they've got this nice background, they could be just in front of their closet. If you don't have full context of what's in the room, you don't really know. So this person here says, the part where the article says Dan Wooten is a star presenter of GB News must be low budget because it looks like Dan works from his mother's basement. I'll never be unable to unsee this hilarious pic. That shadow too. All right, here it is, and I'm not showing the shadow because, as you can imagine, the shadow is not Dan's back, but little Dan, if you know what I mean. Now, I don't like this at all. If you're gonna have a picture like this, have the full picture so we could judge for ourselves how authentic it is. If you make some stupid thing like that, it makes it look more fake. But having said that, taking a look, it seems legit to me. Aside from the shadow, the background seems to be alright. Apparently, this seems to be where Dan works from. And there's more. This one here, Dan Wooten Tonight Live. Honestly, I can't see anything obviously fake there. This also seems legit. And then there's this one. Looks like Dan's got his family and friends out to support him, because we don't have support from anyone else that I see yet as far as colleagues, celebrities, things like that. It seems like a lot of people have been waiting for things to come back to Dan. Or I should say for the cows to come home. So let's see what some people are saying here. This person, Sandy, says, I just saw the shadow. It took me a second to find, but could be befitting to his overall signals. The Sun and GB and every newspaper agency Dan works for is no better than kindling for a fireplace with how bad they destroy life and not just Johnny's. I'll give you a heart, Misty Davis. Is that really a shadow or is that a giant peepee painted on the background? My God. And this other person says that shadow. And again, I just can't get behind it, man. Look, if you're going to put out pictures like this that are kind of rare, keep them as they are. If you're going to make jokes separately. That's cool. Make some jokes. Let it out. But don't mix the two. Star presenter, someone's got jokes with that phallus-shaped shadow directly behind Danny. The shadow is the star presenter. Shadows never lie. See, what I'm saying is it becomes more about the shadow than people talking about the actual photos and if this is Dan's studio or not. But no one's saying the studios look fake. They're just saying the shadow thing's fake, not to be confused. This person says, not much of a studio, more like a bunker. Not so much a presenter, more like a fill in the blank. Shadow clearly fake, but still very funny. Ha ha. The shadow says it all. The shadow sums up bloke nicely. I mean, it's like I should have titled this video, Dan Gets a Shadow Photoshop or something. But no, that's not the point. And it still goes on about the shadow. Please stop with the shadow. Anyway, I want to hear from you. Is this Dan's studio? Or is it not his studio? Apparently, it seems to be. Seems to be. Dan's making himself out to be a little bigger in real life than he actually is. I mean more famous when I say that. More popular. That kind of thing. Anyway, I'm following Dan in this case, still doing Johnny and Amber videos when things come up. Johnny's on tour, so no big news, but I had a video on Johnny, I don't know, 2 or 3 days ago, one on Amber 2 or 3 days ago, and I'm sure more will come. Obviously, everyone's waiting for Amber or Johnny to pitch in on Dan. Probably they won't, but one can hope. And if you don't subscribe here, I'll be sad, but I'll get over it. See you next time. I learned about this guy, Dan Wooten, from following Johnny and Amber, and Dan didn't have some didn't have such nice things to say about Johnny. I say that because I don't know exactly what I can say these days. Take two.